So the Pope, Chris Rock, and Jimmy Fallon all walk into a room. You thought I was about to tell you a joke, right? Well, I'm not, but the Pope did open with a joke when he hosted more than 100 comedians, including those guys, at the Vatican from 15 nations just before heading off to meet with world leaders at the G7 in Italy. And it's there that President Biden and the Pontiff are due to have a private meeting shortly on far more serious matters, discussing the escalating wars between Israel and Hamas and Russia and Ukraine, and also the threats that these conflicts pose to all of us around the globe. Biden continuing to send a stark message to Vladimir Putin also after signing that historic security agreement with Ukraine's President Zelensky, bolstering the country's defenses for another 10 years and ultimately bringing Ukraine closer to NATO. Our foreign correspondent Patrick Reevel's on the ground there in Italy and joins us now. So Patrick, tell us more about the Pope's meeting with President Biden.
Hi, Kira. Yeah, after that unusual meeting with those comedians in the Vatican, the Pope has flown here to Bari in southern Italy and has been meeting with the world leaders here, including with President Biden. He's already led a group discussion around artificial intelligence, which is the reason why the Pope is here. He's been invited, the first time a Pope has been invited to the G7, to address the world leaders and lead them in a discussion around the opportunities, but also the threats around artificial intelligence. But he's also due to have this private meeting with President Biden. We expect that to take place imminently. A senior administration official has told us that, yeah, they're going to mostly focus, they expect, on Ukraine, as well as the conflicts in the Middle East. And then the Pope is also due to have a meeting with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is also still here in southern Italy. Kira?
So Pope Francis has had personal experience with AI-generated images. He's going to be talking about that as well. Who can forget the Pope? Remember that image that went around of him in his, puffy white jacket? I mean, you can't deny, how hip he looked. There it is. However, he's taking this very seriously. This happened to him, but it could have been far worse, as he has pointed out. He's called AI fascinating, but also terrible.
Yeah, he had that brush right with AI, with that doctored image of him wearing that puffer jacket. But yeah, as you say, the topics here that he's discussing are more serious, although I think he has discussed the issue of disinformation and the threat potentially for democracies that AI can pose. As you say, he did call AI fascinating, but also terrifying. I think the most serious thing that he has called for, though, is for leaders here to urgently work on trying to come up with a ban on autonomous weapons, on drones that we're increasingly seeing, and increasingly are seeing in countries like China, and even questions around the US, whether they will develop autonomous weapons. And so he has called for a complete ban, saying that no machine should be able to take the life of a human being. Kira?
All right, Patrick Reevel there for us in Italy. Patrick, thank you. We'll talk more about the meeting.